For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it. Amanda Gorman. Welcome to La Vida Poetry, hosted by Cecilia and Sophia of the Latin Babbler Show. Get ready to experience talented poets on our monthly readings from all over the world. Enjoy! Hey everyone, and welcome to La Vida is Poetry, presented by the Latin Babbler Show. We are a monthly series dedicated to the showcase of poetry and spoken word. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to listen and subscribe to the Latin Babbler Show on all podcast platforms. I am your host, Cecilia, also host of Around the Way Talk. I have my co-host, Sofia Escalante. Hi, she's also a poet. And tonight we have a special guest. She is a mother, dancer, poet, spoken word performer, and self-proclaimed linguistic artist. She's from the Bay Area. Hey! And she is the winner of this year's Illest Poetry Slam in Modesto, California. Congratulations, Angela. I was rooting for you from the beginning. And she is also the author of Elderberry Wine. You can find the book there at her website, linguisticartistry.com. And welcome to the show, Angela Mason Drew.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
I am so honored that you were here. So we also have Sofia Escalante. She is no stranger to our show, and she will start us off with a few poems, and then we'll have our main guest.
Yay. Okay. Hi, everyone. So happy to have our first recording of La Vida Poetry. So I have two poems dedicated to my grandma who passed away like a few months ago. So this one is called Earth Tears. The sky is crying, I wish you were here. Although you are buried in the ground, oh how I want you near. For the past 3 days, I got to see your face, placing my emotions in the center, so I don't notice the tears running down my face. Some known faces give me their sorries. The unknown faces tell me not to worry. I know they mean well, and I should be strong, but honest to God, I feel nothing but numb. Numb to the point where it hasn't hit all the way that you were gone. Yet at this very second, I had to just cry. Cry, cry, cry. Crying with the earth, feeling your presence right by my side. When I rest my head and close my eyes, I see your face. Oh my, your angelic smile is so delight. Please stay here forever and help me feel. I'm very muted at times. I don't feel well. A sharp pain in my stomach haunts and taunts me. Give me the strength to transition to my renewed body. Just hold my hands. One more time. Laugh with me. Tell me I'm going to be all right. Earth tears. Crying with me so I can have one peaceful night.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes. That was beautiful.
I basically wrote that poem when my grandma passed away, like during Christmas time. And I feel like, I don't know, whenever I'm feeling some type of way about something, I kind of just had to write it out, you know?
It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
You had another?
Yeah, I do. So this one is the one that I did for my grandma also. This was during her her viewing. So yeah. This one's called Rosa because her name is Rosa. A rose with no thorns, so solemnly beautiful. Every petal you left on this world, your smell, your touch, the impression brought so much joy. You were planted in a city known as San Salvador, rooted into situations that you glued peace into a place filled with war, sprinkling the enduring love everywhere you went, being blown by the wind. Came across a blue jay named Rogelio. The true love story was about to begin. Floods of passion, spells of magic, giving both parties respect, a love so pleasing to the eye. Pure love, genuine love, I've never seen a lie. A love that touched individuals she came across. A love where you put family first. Love your neighbor as yourself. Live yourself so hard that when you are alone, you know it's a safe, comfortable zone. This rose has given birth to two strong warriors named Ernesto and Claudia. which was the beginning of a new cycle of life. Rosa was a phenomenal woman, mother, partner, and human, no questions asked. Such an empath with one of a kind of emotions, concealing up a broken heart, guiding the way of a lost soul. A rose with energies, healing hearts around her. Never judged or saw others for their past mistakes. Believed each and every one of us has the ability to change. Forgiving ourselves for drowning in sin. No point of collateral damage. Quit the unnecessary suffering. Take a step back, breathe, observe quietly. Learn how to be a friend. Rosa never fantasized for the rags and riches or how she was accepted in this absurd world. She had already won the best prize of them all, which was unapologetically being herself. To her peers, to the world, my mother Claudia, the groundbreaking warrior, started the new cycle of life, gave birth to two mariposas, Camila and Sofia. My mother Claudia was given all of this knowledge by Rosa, who watered and gave her light of motherhood. She did more than what she was asked, teaching the importance of self-respect, love, and the foundation to build our own thrones. Rosa shared her gifts of protection and knowledge of our ancestors. Fantastic fairy female energy. With the same family circle she had, she loved strangers, acquaintances as her own. Opening her heart up was welcoming arms into her home. Rosa was a special, unique rose, so passionate, pure, going above and beyond to share her most powerful gift, which was love, love, love. A rose whose love bandaged up generations of addictions, warning and praying that we realize in order to make it in peace into our Creator's kingdom, it is to love our enemies, turn them into friends, put our pride to the side, think with the mind, love with the heart, choose to be the lover, not the fighter.
Thank you for
That's
sharing that. That's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Has it
Your
helped you
grandmother
at
sounded
all?
like a beautiful person. Beautiful person.
Yes. And she
Thank
hasn't
you.
left you.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So
Thank
now we
you.
will hand over the mic to Angela, our guest of the hour. Take it away, Angela.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks, Sophia, for sharing that with us. I love that how your grandmother's name was Rosa, and then you equated it to Rose. You kept referring to the beautiful Rose. It just was beautiful, yeah. Well, again, thank you for having me. I'm really excited and honored to be here. I'm not going to do much of an introduction. I think you've already taken care of that, Cece. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my set off with an ode to spoken word, and just kind of a tribute to how spoken word has come full circle. So this poem is called The Circle. Up jump the boogie, let me see you swerve. Spoken word goes in the circle, hip hop to spoken word. Relativity is not imaginary, 'cause I was feeling this 400 years before me. Listen to the inflection and inner reflections of my poetry. Grab on, latch on, hold on, and if you can keep up, then you can go with me. See, life, it moves in circles. 360 degrees is how it's playing. From jazz, bellow, and blues, spoken word to hip hop, it's all about what we be saying. Do you recognize our rhythms? Can you celebrate our rhymes? Spoken word, it rumbles to the beat like life, and it's all about keeping time. From the earlier days in West Africa, where my forefathers entertained villages, where they spoke of life lessons, the beauty of sun, recollections conjure up soul-filled images. On the slave days, in fact, cotton sacks on their backs, they would chant while they work, sounding something like that. It's amazing to see life's pain and beauty conveyed so easily in a line of poetry. Damn. All right. Pat myself on the back. Okay, wait. Let me return to my point. Back to the days of juke joints where ladies croon the blues like, sister, you've been on my mind. And folks felt anointed. I'm moving on through from the sadness of blues to the Harlem jazz clubs where the trumpet rang true. It was rhythm bebop, vocal rhythm ski bop. Life had rhythm bebop, skilly bop bop shoo wop. Improv, freestyle, same thing. same style, never the same twice. Real spit, real nice. On through the 60s, Nikki Giovanni, Langston Hughes wrote the blues, and Baraka spoke free. It was freedom they craved. So deep in the game, wearing black like a flag, they knew nothing about shame. Gil Scott Heron Sanchez was right on. In Tozaki Shange made me feel like the bomb. They stepped to the mic. 79 was just right. Spoken word plus a beat equals rapper's delight. It was hip hop, one love, hip hop. It was hip hop, a hip to the hip, hip a hopping. You don't stop a rocking. See, it was born out of love, out of necessity. Yes, it went in the living circle. Now it's back to me. Roxanne Shante to MC Light to Moni Love, you see. To Queen Latifah to Debrat and on to Poetry. And I have merely scratched the surface, but you get my drift. Drop on my knees, thank the creator that bestowed these gifts. Spoken word is a movement. Hip hop is a movement. Keep the circle going, perpetual motion. Hip hop coming through. Rebirth anew in the bosom of the true spoken word. Check it. Hey.
Hey, love it. Oh my God. That was amazing.
Thank you.
I love that. That was really good.
I had a great muse. That's for sure.
Who was your muse?
Hip hop, spoken word.
Hip hop, okay. I was like, okay, is it a specific person? Because you mentioned a few, so I'm like, wait. Right. But that was amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, that one was pretty self-explanatory, so I won't even ask you what that was about. But oh my God, you named all the greats, and I was all like, yes.
Pioneers, right?
Yes, I loved it.
That's when hip hop and rap was real, like the real substance, and now, yeah.
Yes.
He just kind of evolved into different things, and I like that women are expressing themselves in whatever medium or form or however fashion. I miss a little bit of the substance of it, though, when we were really talking about something substantial. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yes. Probably go listen to Rapper's Delight as soon as we're done. I'll be like, this one's for Angela.
Right.
What else are you sharing with us today?
I think I'm gonna do one of the poems I did from the Ill List. I'm gonna do this a poem entitled "This Be Strange." Right? That fruit it be strange, as tears drop on watch bands of armed hands who stole land. Of our men and women I scream, no one listens. Next twisted eyes misted, he called for his mother, beseeching all others as knee crushed his windpipe, white hate taking black life. But wait, yo, we matter, right? Right. That fruit it be strange as blood splatters on seatbelt of black man who tells 12 I have license to carry but no license to live in this racist precarious nest in distress. Girlfriend watches as trigger meets finger meets fear, blue light blasting 5 shots to the body. No reaching, no, he was not reaching. Another black casket constructed from terror. They fear us, yo. Why do they fear us so? That fruit it be strange, and yet age does not matter as boys' feet pitter-patters on park playground with toy gun, not Tom, but Tamir. He's no older than 12, path made clear by his color. In other words, little black boys, no, they cannot be children, only threats. Your white eyes project lies, only see them as threats to eliminate. Hate destroys everything in your wake. How much more must we take? How much more will we take? Yo, my heart, it can't take much more. No. That fruit, it be strange. As my sister lies, sleeping, no knock warrant, deceiving her senses, death senseless, she was murdered between her sheets. Brianna, her name repeat. Brianna, her name repeat. Not just a hashtag, a tweet. Justice, no peace till there's justice. No peace, only wanton endangerment. Who even knew what that fucking meant? Property, over human life. They don't see us as humans. Why? Crimes against humanity, crimes against Black humans. We are tired, been tired of all these ghosts haunting us while they hunt us like prey, while we pray and march, pray and march, pray and march. Yo, I can't march no more. Action over hashtags, my new rally cry. Time to organize, strategize, improvise, see through the lies. Justice ain't blind. We've seen time after time, but does an eye for an eye really leave us all blind? Boiling point, because I'd rather go out Queen and Slim style, but they too were leaves on this tree of strange fruit. Bitter berries drip blood wide as oceans. I'm drowning in this blatant, 3-5ified visual representation of my folks being slaughtered. That's the birth of this nation. All this rage in my heart, eyelids swollen with tears. Tell my seeds, lift your chin. We won't live here in fear. No more asking, no more begging for scraps at their table. Build our own, save our own, cut the cord, cut the cable. When they see us, they'll see us. It's not if but when. Moving silence, but move as this poem comes to an end. But y'all better believe, yo, this ain't the end. On God. No. Thank you.
This is an
I like that one a lot. I like
Yeah.
that one.
Thanks.
Oh, it's really
opportunity to say that your IG name is She Spits Fire, and we all know why. Because oh my God, she definitely spits fire.
Yeah.
That was freaking amazing. Thank
Appreciate
you.
the opportunity to share.
That was really
It was
good.
emotional too, but it was amazing.
A little bit.
So let me ask you a question. So because I feel like your poetry is full of so much emotion. Is it therapeutic also?
You know what? I think in some sense, poetry, writing in general, is cathartic, you know, like just kind of getting it out and getting it on paper or getting it out into the universe gets it out of here. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I think we think about if we say how we feel or we show any type of vulnerability, that's considered weakness. But I really feel like when you can express vulnerability, when you can express your pain, when you can get it out from inside of pushing it down and hardening, that's actually strength, you know? So yes, definitely it's cathartic in its own way. I also just believe that just in the sense that life cannot be contained, you know, if you have a seed in the ground, it's going to sprout. There's nothing that can keep it from sprouting. I believe that's what creativity is. I believe that it's going to get out. Creativity is going, I mean, if you're a creator and you have something that needs to spring life is going to spring forward. And I feel like it's just, that's who I am. And if I did not express what I'm feeling or express it in the way and use language in the way that I use it, I would really believe that I would crawl up in a ball and die. I'm meant to express and create, and that's just who I am, the soul and the breath of who I am.
That part. That part. Do you have any more that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah. So I know we only got like a half an hour, so I want to end with one. I want to end with B.W.E, the Black woman experience, but I'm wondering if we have time for two, or should I just do this last one and close it out?
Two. Whatever you like to do.
All right. I'm going to do this one. I'll close with B.W.E, but I'm going to do this next one that I wrote, and it's self-explanatory. Here we go. It's a little bit of a eye-opener. Prisons are pushing people for profit. I said prisons are pushing people for profit. Private prisons are pimping people for profit. Now tell me how we going to try to stop it. Sound off. 1, 2, minds on lockdown. 3, 4. Spirits confined to 40 square with 6 sides, and we've heard the same stories before. Or have we? Freedom has always had a price, but now lockdowns got one too. Corporations making billions off of modern day slavery. Oh, but wait, don't let me get you confused. The imprisonment of the impoverished has reached epidemic proportions, while the lip service of political rhetoric is the epitome of distortion, while Black lives hang in the balance between black and red, signifying green on a profit and loss statement. We need education, not incarceration, so our young brothers and sisters can understand the potential for greatness. We are losing this war. But we have no idea just what it is that we are out here fighting for in this nation built on greed minus moral validity. Are we surprised that the prison industrial complex has become a multi-million-dollar industry, pushing everything from clothing to textiles to electronic components to bras and drawers sewn for Victoria's Secret? Oh, what? Y'all ain't up on it? Yeah, that $45 bra you bought to sport for your man was sewn right here at home in a California state pen. And for the production line work, do you know what the prisoner got? About 15 cents an hour on the white man's time clock. Now, if that ain't enslavement, please tell me what is. The whole concept of imprisonment has become an avenue for big biz. You tell a man or a woman on lockdown, all you've got now is time. As they long for a remnant of home, looking for love through the telephone line. Black man, phone home. Brown woman, phone home with a $3 surcharge, $1.99 per minute per call, and 30% of the telephone profits kicking back to the state. Tell me who's in it to win it, y'all. In this land of our birth, where freedom was the plan, the prison industry's profits are so bountiful, they've even got a middleman. Check the scenario. See, there is massive overcrowding at a state level penitentiary. So the state contacts a bed broker for the private prison industry. Now, the state gives this broker a price per prisoner that they are willing to pay, and the broker contacts a private prison to make sure that the sale goes down that way. Now, for this transaction, the broker receives a commission. We're talking $1 to $2.50 per prisoner placed per day times the life of their sentence. So you got a man behind the scenes pushing people as if they were cattle. I'm sorry. Did I say cattle? The word I meant to use was chattel. This sounds remotely reminiscent to slave days. This feels remotely reminiscent to slave days. It's more than remotely reminiscent to slave days, but the ante is up and we must take up a cause, any cause, fight for something, live for something, die for something, or just float in the realm of cowardly obscurity or just rot in this neo-slave system. Are we struggling to be free or struggling to be free? Tell me or let me tell you. Thank you.
I also wanted to point out that you wanted to have this reading during Black History Month, right?
Yeah.
And
True.
that is a very powerful poem right there.
Thank you so much. What's funny is I'm saying I keep saying I'm hoping that one, sometime soon in my lifetime, that there will no longer be a need for Black History Month. It should really be Black History 365. We are a part of American history, even though, mainstream America doesn't want to acknowledge the ugly truth of what has occurred. All of this is not just Black history. All of this is American history. And we should be celebrating and learning about this 365 days a year. So while I wanted to make sure that this was produced in the month of February because it's labeled right now, air quotations, Black history, my plan is that we don't need Black history anymore. It's just a year-long celebration. Yeah.
And you're going to share one more with us?
Yes. So I'm going to end with B.W.E, the Black Woman Experience. And before I do that, I just want to say this is in solidarity with my sisters of color, women of color, people of color that have to migrate every day in these sterile, I'll use the word sterile instead of white, these sterile spaces that don't allow us sometimes to show up as our whole beautiful, bold, vibrant selves. So again, this poem is called The Black Woman Experience, B.W.E. Sometimes I feel like a motherfucking chameleon, flexing and flowing and morphing and changing into the depiction of me that makes you comfortable. I show up like camouflage, beige and brown and green and gray, any other subdued shade but black, for my blackness is your threat. They say telling us, girl, don't be too aggressive or assertive, too loud or too proud. Keep that neck and head off swivel, no side eye allowed. Don't be too feisty, too spicy, too forward, too bold. Don't defend, just concede. Black girl, do as you're told. Don't rock the boat sideways, maintain status quo. Do your job and for others, but keep that shit on the low. Braids on you, yeah, that's ghetto. But on others, exotic. Better wig it or weave it. Don't you fro it or lock it. You should smile more. Nah, really. Watch your words. Check your tone. Keep that code switch on lock when you answer the phone. Don't be too strong or too loose. Emasculating Jezebel. Soften up a little bit, sis. They don't know you mean well. Girl, you damned if you do and damned if you don't. Judged when you will and questioned when you won't. Disrespected and neglected. And this much is true. Black girl, when you go missing, no one's checking for you. Microaggressions on a daily. Girl, you strong? Suck it up. That black skin's pretty thick, right? Shouldn't bother you much. It shouldn't bother you, right? Yeah, it shouldn't bother me, right? Hey, but yo, check this out. Quite frankly, being a black woman in America is exhausting. And I'm not angry. Shit, I'm tired. Tired of being reduced to a monolithic caricature of everything that I am and everything my ancestors have survived. I'm tired of being told that my history began with slavery when I know that I'm the descendant of queens and kings. I'm tired of the masses buying my features, my lips, my skin, my ass, and not buying into me and the wealth of all that I am. I'm tired of explaining to my daughters, our daughters, why she gets dress coded for the same length of shorts that Becky wears because they try to police and control our bodies because they can't control themselves. And I'm tired of being labeled angry when I stand up for myself, when I fight for what I believe in, when I fight for truth and righteousness and justice and equality and equity. Yet I am labeled angry while my peers are labeled passionate. I'm tired of being told that black women do not get along when we are the movers of the movement. And when we come together in sisterhood, magical moments happen. And I'm tired of worrying and wondering when my son and my husband leave our home for the day, what harshness and hatefulness they will encounter from people who do not recognize their humanity, but instead fear their very existence. So I say a daily prayer, speaking sacred words to cover them in love and protection to ensure that they make it home safely to me at the end of the day. And I am exhausted from being expected to carry the world on my back like a mule carrying cargo. For yes, I am strong, but I too have weak moments. I too am vulnerable. I feel, I love, I worry, I hope. Look at me, see me, acknowledge me. I have breakdowns and I have breakthroughs, but I refuse to be broken. I will no longer fold myself into four right angles, tucking my layers and complexities inside of your neat little boxes, for I am round and robust with curves in all the right places, and I will rise. Yeah, like the sun, like the phoenix, from ashes, wiping gold dust from my eyelids, rubbing shea butter on my skin to soothe the burns I have acquired on my journey through the fire, and say yes to black girl magic, and say yes to sister girl shine. For now is our time, no longer confined to their simplistic definition of our immaculate design. Black women, you are hashtag everything. I love you. I love me. I love us, and I trust that you will love you harshly, fiercely, with reckless abandon, and our love collectively will change the trajectory of 1,000 tomorrows. Ashe. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I had the honor of seeing that read live, and it was freaking amazing. That is my favorite one. Thank you so much. I have goosebumps, like literal goosebumps right now.
I had to compact it down into the 3 minutes, right? Because you can see that was longer. So I had to pull some pieces out, and it was so hard to figure out what to try to pull out so that I could perform that at Illness. But thank you for allowing me to share it in its full length today. So,
of course, thank you for sharing. And it should be noted also that she won the whole contest. Out of how many contestants? The majority.
I think there were 12 poets, 12, 15.
Yes, and she even pointed out the other day, she was like, the majority were male. And I was like, yeah.
And she took to the top. The cream voted to the top. So it was three young women. So and yeah, it was first, second, third place. That was like, yeah, that was
it. Yeah.
First and second
so my
place.
hats off to all three of you. But you are amazing, Angela. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Appreciate you asking.
Where could we find you?
So you can follow me on Instagram at She Spits Fire, as you stated. So she_spits_fire. And then I'm on Facebook at Angela Drew, maiden name Mason. So it'll be Angela Drew with Mason there. You can find it by Mason or Drew. And then I'm also, I have a website that houses my poetry and upcoming events, and that is linguisticartistry.com. And then, as you mentioned, I just want to do a quick pub for my book. You mentioned I have a children's book that I released in December called Elderberry Wine, and it celebrates our elders. It's written in poetic verse. It's beautifully illustrated by Stephanie Hyder, and it talks about the beauty and majesties of our elders, and even you talking about your grandmother, giving praise to your grandmother. I really believe they hold our stories. The oral traditions in the African American culture and experience is so valuable, and we need to value our elders for all the wisdom and magic and history that they bring, teaching, learning, showing us how to be. I mean, I was raised by my grandmother for quite some time, and it's just to have those elders in your life, you need to celebrate them and give them their flowers while they're here. So yeah, so I have Elderberry Wine, my book, and that has its own website at www.elderberrywine.org. And I also have an Instagram site for my book at Elderberry Wine Book on Instagram, on IG.
That's amazing. Thank you. Look at you doing it all. So everyone, thank you for joining us, and thank you for tuning into our monthly session of La Vida Poetry. Follow us on Instagram at la_vida_poetry, and turn on your notifications. We do this monthly. Go to our website, latinbabbler.com. You can stay tuned to all of our amazing content that all of our amazing team comes up with. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, catch all the videos, and this video gets posted, and you can share it, and you can listen to this timeless poetry forever. And then you can catch video of the session. It will also be available to stream on all your favorite apps and platforms. You again, and thank you to the poets for sharing with us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Want to close it off, Sophia?
Yeah. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at my poetry page at Bounce Back Be Poetry, and my co-host Cecilia at Around the Way Talk. See you on 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
Desde Nicaragua hasta Costa Rica, con esta canción todo mundo se identifica. Llamen a los chilenos y a los cubanos, llamen a Puerto Rico y a los mexicanos, que ya se armó la rumba. Desde Panamá hasta Ecuador, vámonos a Perú y luego hasta Salvador. Que se escuche en Brasil y Argentina.
Yo quiero un grito de mi gente latina y levantaré mi bandera, estando en mi país o estando allá afuera, porque para mí, mira, no existen fronteras. Yo levantaré mi bandera.